hello, 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 my sweet, loving, forgiving YouTube family. I have been MIA. I have not been doing any recording. I have just been out straight. I have gotten to some lives and watched some videos. It's just been a hectic couple of months. I don't remember if I had told you or not. Today is August 17th, 2026. The time is a little after 1, about probably 1:05, 1:06, I'm sorry. But I have been out straight, really busy. A lot's been going on. Of course, I'm still working. Supposed to be part-time, but sometimes it feels like I'm always at work or doing something for work. My sister, as I started to tell you, I don't know if I had mentioned about my sister, was having some aortic issues, the doctor told her, and then sent her primary care, told her, and sent her to the cardiologist. And then the cardiologist said, well, if you're having chest pain that wakes you up and it's really bad, you need to see a specialist, because that's not right. So she went, saw the specialist, had some tests done and blood work, and sure enough, she had really kind of like bad blockage. So they were going to go in through the wrist. They started to go in through the wrist to go in to fix the issue. But when they got into the heart valves and stuff, it was worse than what they had originally thought. And it appears she had at some point, we don't know when, she had a heart attack. And they said, you know what, this isn't gonna work the way we would really like. So they stopped that surgery and rescheduled her for the following week to come back, and they were going to try to go in through the groin and fix the valves. So she and I went to Worcester. We stayed overnight. So we went the day before, and we were able to get to the hospital by 6:30 because she was scheduled for surgery at 7:30. So we got there early, got her checked in, and they got her in, and they went in through the groin, and they put in stents in the valves. She thought they put 2. And later on, she found out they put in 3. So that was kind of a shock to her. But they again said that at some point she had a heart attack. She doesn't know when it could have happened, at any point. So I'm just grateful and thankful that it wasn't so bad that the good Lord took her home, because women who have heart attacks, it's the silent killer. It is usually devastating and takes them at young ages. And like I said, my sister's 3 years younger than me, so she's gonna be 60, She's 5 years younger than me. I have to stop and think. So she's 66 in November. Yeah, because she's talking about possibly early retirement. Because she's still working too. But she was out of work for 2 weeks after the surgery. She came home the same day of the surgery, and she had to just kind of like take it easy, and if there was any issues, to get to the hospital. But thank the good Lord, she's doing better. And my brother, who had had his open heart surgery in November of last year, well, he still had the AFib. So the cardiologist sent him to another specialist, and they shocked his heart. It's supposed to help regulate the heartbeat after his surgery and stuff, so that it would stop the AFib. And it worked. He's not having the really bad episodes when the AFib kicks in. So he hasn't had that for probably been about a month now. Yeah, so like I said, last month, July, was crazy. Absolutely crazy. And then, of course, July 15th, my dog had gotten sick and was just not acting himself. So I had taken him to the vet, and I had to take him to the emergency room veterinary clinic because the local vets couldn't get him in, and they found out he had lymphoma, and it was the tumors and masses were in his neck and getting close to his esophagus and almost blocking his air, and he wasn't eating really good, and when he did, it would go right through him. He was drinking water, but he had reached a point. It was just more than what I wanted to put him through. And for those of you who don't know, this was my dog. That was my Buster Butt. It was a picture that my husband had taken of him. Oh goodness, probably about 10 years ago. And I love it. I mean, it shows his coloring, his gray, and because he was an old boy, he was 14. But I had the picture made into a canvas. They print ink and watercolor canvas and did a beautiful job. It looks so much like him. He was just my goober, and I was heartbroken, of course, that he wasn't with me anymore. And I mean, even now I can still, he was family. He was my baby. I was his mama. 14 years, and he could be a munchkin, but my heart was breaking. I had so much love to give. So after a couple of weeks, people were starting to kind of get a little worried. It's like I wasn't in my routine of, taking care of him and feeding and taking him outside, and just pretty much become a lump when I wasn't working. So I had been told by a friend to don't wait. Don't go without a fur baby. They help keep us active, and they give us a reason and a purpose to get up every morning, put one foot in front of the other. So after about 2 weeks, August 3rd to be exact, I went to the Thomas J. O'Connor Shelter and Rescue in Springfield or Chicopee. Chicopee, I think it is. Anyway, and I was brave and I went by myself. I'm not big on driving in cities and stuff. They're scary. But in my GPS, my Google Maps, I put the address and it took me right to the shelter. Because I had been checking online and there was a couple that, they were adorable. And I wanted a senior dog. I just don't have the energy to train a puppy. But they had a couple that were really cute on their website. And I had put in an interest into both of them that I would like either one. And I didn't hear back, so I had read on their website that sometimes it's better just to walk in because they are so busy. And that's what I did. So in a rainstorm, I drove to the shelter because I had seen 2 dogs. Both were small. Both were seniors. One was 9 and the other was, I think, 6. Yes. So it was on the idea of my Buster, the little boy, that his name was Cashew because he was cream and kind of a very light brownish, but he had the longer coat. And then there was Minty, Minty. She's a little girl, 9 years old, and she is just had the cutest little face, like she was looking right at me. So I had told them that I was interested, when I got inside, that I was interested in either one of them. If one wasn't available, I really would like the other one. Well, as I walk around the desk, they had a phone call and somebody was coming to adopt Cashew. So I said, well, he's spoken for. I'd like to meet Minty and see if, she will be safe and comfortable with me, because they have to like you. I mean, all of us will love a dog. Well, the most of us. So they took me in and introduced me, and we went outside, and she did her business, and then she came back around me, and she stayed right around me. And then we went in to like a little playroom that they have for meet and greets, because like I said, it was raining. So when we went outside with her and she did her potty, it's like we didn't want to stay out with the rain. She didn't want to stay out in the rain either. So like I said, I went in and I filled out the adoption papers with my name and address and all of that good stuff, and who my veterinary doctor is. And she was running around and checking everything out, and she'd come back over to me and she'd sit with her little paws up because she wanted to get on my lap. And they came in and they watched how she stayed right around me, and she decided I was her person. So she's right here. She's sleeping. Just a little itty bitty thing. She's all of about 11, 12 pounds. That's how tiny she is. And like I said, she's 9 years old, so she's full grown. Let's see if I can bring her over and show you. Minty, come here, baby. Come here, my baby. Come here. Oops, oops, oops. Woo-hoo, woo. And there is my girl. There's my baby. Ah, you mama's baby. Isn't she got the cutest little face? Ah, that's mama's girl. Of course, I had to go and get her a pink harness. We have her rabies tag, and we got her license. Oh, she's such a tired girl, huh? Mama kept her busy this morning. Went out and did her business, and then she had her breakfast, and she stayed with Brian and Chase while I went to work for an hour, and then I was home. And then we had to refill the bird feeders outside, and the peanuts for the squirrels. So she was out running around with me. I kept her on the leash, but like I said, she's just a little itty bitty thing, just a peanut of a baby. She's just a peanut. She's mama's girl. And like I said, if I go out to get a coffee, she goes with me. I can't leave her in the room by herself. She'll howl and bark and whine. Separation anxiety. Want mama put you back down? Put you back down so you can sleep? Okay, precious. But she is just the sweetest, most lovable thing. I got her a couple of shirts, and one's mom's favorite on the shirt. There she is, back laying down and sleeping. I just love her. But okay, so I had Buster cremated, and it was Pet Morph is the company I saw online that did the picture, and you can take any picture of whatever pet, and it wasn't really that expensive to have a permanent hanging of my sweet boy. So then when his ashes were ready, I went and picked them up, and I got this little box that, says that he can run like a puppy and even fly now that he has his wings. So I got that, and then I bought this necklace. It's an urn, so that I have some of Buster's ashes in here, and he goes with me everywhere. The only time I take it off, of course, is when I take a shower. But he was born in April, so I got the crystal, almost like a diamond. And in the bottom, there's the little screw there that you can see. You unscrew it, and it had a little funnel. You put it in the hole so you could put his ashes in and screw it back in. But this way, my fur baby is with me always. And my new fur baby. And they said they saw a change once I got her. That's what I needed. And there's the other two. Athena, who's the boxer. She's a little over a year old now. And Zeus, who is a Chow Pit Bull mix. He's a big boy. He's going on 5 months. And he's a big boy. But when I first brought her home, I was careful because I have to give them time to get used to the new addition to the family. And Athena is very possessive of her toys. Well, I guess Minty got a little too close to one of the toys, and Athena got a little aggressive. Scared Minty more than hurt. Didn't hurt her, but scared her. So over time, and I have a gate in my bedroom door, so they're on the other side and they can see her and she can see them. So after a couple of weeks now. Well, you figure I got her August 3rd and today's the 17th. So 2 weeks later, she's good. I still keep her away from Athena's and Zeus's toys. She has her own toys that came with her. And Mama got her this to help with cleaning her teeth. She does like it. But these came with her from the shelter. The little squeaky. And of course, Athena pushed the gate open today and she got them out of Minty's bed and had them out in the living room chewing on them. So I had to rescue them before she chewed them up to smithereens. But they do better. I can take Minty out when I go get coffee or get something to snack on. She will go out with me and they're there. It was funny, one day they were getting a little close to her and she kind of like did a little prance on her front paws and growled and they backed off. So it was so funny to see this little peanut telling them enough is enough. And they backed up. But they do pretty good. Not that I would push it and leave them alone for more than just a couple of minutes. If I'm in the bathroom, they'll be out in the kitchen or the living room. And so that is my new acquisition. It's like when I like getting a dog from a shelter, from a rescue, because there's dogs that they're found wandering or they're surrendered and nobody claims them and they need forever homes. They need someone to love them and take care of them. So I had gone to the shelter, that's why, and rescued her. She had been surrendered, or they found her on the street roaming, a little itty-bitty thing like that. I'm not sure. But she was at the shelter. Nobody claimed her. And then someone did come into the shelter and picked her, took her home. But I guess it didn't work out. So they brought her back. And when the shelter sends you home with a pet, they give you a little bag with food and treats. And like I said, the little toys and leash and stuff like that. So, like a starter kit, but I still had most of the stuff that I had for Buster. So the beds and the blankets and stuff. So I really didn't need those. But I had an adoption bag that had other stuff in it, that food that she was used to eating and stuff. And then, like I said, the first person that had taken her brought her back. It didn't work out. Well, then another person, the second person, took her and they brought her back. They couldn't handle her. The little itty-bitty thing, they couldn't handle her. So, like I said, she had separation anxiety. She didn't like being left alone. She has to be with people, which I'm fine with. I don't have a problem with that. Like I said, the only time she isn't with me is when I'm at work. Even though I did take her to work one day so that my client could meet her. And she thought she was cute. But she has a cat, so the cat, of course, didn't want nothing to do with Minty. I have cats. Minty's great with my cats. She loves them. She sniffs them and she walks with them. Not aggressive at all towards the cats or the kids. She's perfect. So she's spayed. She's microchipped. They did dental work on her. She had a little mass or a cyst or something on one of her mammary glands. So they removed that. but they didn't send it off to test it to see if it was cancerous or just a cyst. So that's just something I will be aware of and keep track of when I take her to my vet, that they're aware. So it's something that we will check periodically. And like I said, up to date on all of her vaccines. And you pay a donation, really. It helps pay for the spay and the microchip, all of that. It was only $250. So, well worth it. And I have a new fur baby, and I love her, love her, love her, love her. But what else? Now, I have been knitting still. I tried crocheting, but the pain in my thumb area from holding the hook, moving, so it's like, okay, so I put that in my unfinished object bag, and it's taking a little vacation for now. I get back to it every now and then. I will crochet, but once the thumb starts hurting, and I do have the compression gloves, but like I said, even with the compression glove on, it still hurts every once in a while. So, but when I'm knitting, I'm doing different motions so that I'm not twisting and down and up and down and up like I do with crochet. So what am I knitting? Well, socks, of course. This is a pair I've been testing. It's a lot of cables. Sometimes it's hard to see the cables going down the side, and then there's one that every 8 rows you do a cable in the center. I've got the heel done. I love the yarn color, it's gorgeous. So the heel is done, and like I said, it was a test pattern, and then I had fallen and banged my wrist. Yeah, tripped over my own 2 feet going out the door, so I had landed. So I had to kind of put that on hold, and then the test period finished, so I'm still knitting these. I only have a few more inches to go, and then I do the toes and they'll be done. So that's one pair I've been knitting, because like I said, it had to take a time out when I hurt my wrist. But I had also started, because I can never have enough socks on the needles, I started another pair that kind of has this cables also. You can see the definition a little bit better, I think, because this yarn isn't as busy, but down the side, down the middle, and on the side. And I recently got the heel done. I do the fish lips kiss heel, because when you get the needle out of the way, when you turn it sideways, doesn't it look like a nose of a fish? So the heel's done. I just have to now get started on the foot. And the foot, I'm just doing a plain stockinette, not taking the cables down the foot. You ain't going to see it anyway. It's inside the shoe. But I've been working on that. And then in between, if I'm at work, like Saturday when I went to work, I was going to be there for a while because it was cleaning day, vacuuming, washing floors, scrub the bathroom, disinfect the kitchen, make the bed, and do the laundry. Well, the laundry alone is 2 hours. So got the laundry in the washer, and while it was washing, that's when I vacuumed and did the bathroom and the kitchen and fixed made the bed up. And then when it went into the dryer, it takes an hour to dry. So while I was waiting for the dryers to finish, I pulled out my other project that I'm working on. And I know I've told you about it before, but now, I don't know, it's been a while since I've shown it, I think, but I've got to show you how far I've gotten on my mitered blanket. And this I am doing, with leftover yarn balls that from socks and other projects that have been made. And I have a lot of little yarn balls. I'll show you. There's one. And there's two, all different colors and patterns and prints. And that's the same like here. And it's like with just a little, they might be 5 grams, 10 grams. Some could be 50 grams. They're too small to do socks, unless I want to use them for cuff, heel, and toes, which I can do. But that's not it. Ooh, I got this bag of baby balls, I call them. All different colors and prints and stuff. So there's 3. These are plastic bags that you get when you buy like sheets or pillowcases and stuff. They come in. And what better place to put baby balls than in these plastic little things that have a little hanger hook on it. Underwear or socks, whatever. That ain't all. I'm sorry, baby. I have this. Sorry, the plastic is kind of like... But these could be maybe 30 or 40 grams. I mean, there might be enough to do like shorty socks. Little shorties. Because I have 2 of each color. So there's, and that would be enough to do maybe like a small short pair of socks. And I got 2 of these, 2 of the yellowy ones here and here, and then these 2 blue ones that match. So I can do shorty socks. As long as you don't have a size 10 foot. But I can do them like for size 4 inch foot, 5-inch foot in the toes. So like for somebody who wears a size 6 shoe or a size 7 shoe, wouldn't be enough for a size 8 shoe. But like I said, I got that. And when I'm done making shorty socks, I got the leftovers that will go in the other shorty bags. So like I said, here is how far I have gotten so far. I knit them together and I work in the ends, all different colors. Some are repeats. I just pull out whichever color strikes me. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across the top so far. And I have 6 going down the edge. Like I said, I don't think it looks too bad. And it's such a mindless knit. It's like you don't really have to think about it. You just knit. And what I've done is I have my marker for the halfway point, the center of the mitered square. So you can kind of see it here. I put my place marker. When I get 2 stitches before the marker, I knit them together. Slip the marker, and then the 2 stitches after, I slip, slip, knit, and then I knit across. Turn, purl back. Turn, knit 2 stitches before the marker, knit together. Knit the 2 together, slip the marker, slip, slip, knit the next 2 stitches, and then knit, turn. So while I was waiting for the dryer to stop, I had finished, where is it now? Oh, I finished this square, and you can see it is a square. I haven't blocked it, so, oh, right? And then I have, well, it's here someplace. I have attached my next yarn ball to do the corner square. And then once I'm done with that, I will attach another and just keep going. Like I said, and the way I saw a video on YouTube of how they join them while they're working on them. So you don't have to make all these individual squares and then sew them together or knit them together or whatever, crochet them together. You do it as you go and add your yarn, knit a couple of stitches and weave the yarn in. Stephen West did a video on how you work in your ends that won't unravel. So that's what I do. And then I just trim off the long pieces. But this I work in when I attach the next square. As I'm attaching, I just kind of fold this over the working yarn and then I'll trim it. So you work in all your, weave in all your ends as you're going so that you don't have a whole passel load of ends to work in. You trim them as you go. I love it. Anyway, that's what I worked on while the clothes were drying. Then when they were done, I folded them. Client helped a little bit with some of the clothes and put them away. And then it was time to go home. So that was my Saturday. Well, then Sunday, my granddaughter Abby, who is on September 2nd, she's going to be 14. She was in a recital, a musical recital of Junie B. Jones. They dance and they sing, and it was so cute. So my client was going to go with me and see the musical because I'm going to go see my granddaughter in the recital. And when I got to work on Sunday, my client complained she was dizzy, so she didn't want to go. She doesn't like leaving the apartment, so she uses the excuse of she's dizzy, so she doesn't have to leave the apartment. She's been doing that quite a bit. She did go to her dentist appointment on Wednesday, and then she was supposed to go grocery shopping, but she had broken her glasses the day before, so I had to take her to the eye doctor place to get her glasses fixed, and she ordered some new ones because she just recently had her eyes examined and got a new script. They changed just a little bit, but she's got to get new glasses. It had been 2 years. So by the time we got done with that, she was just too dizzy and she just wanted to go home. So no shopping on Wednesday. Well, then Thursday she has therapy to help kind of like the dizziness. They say she has vertigo. So they give her exercises and stuff to do to try and help her brain get used to the motion and to try and stop the dizziness. And then we were supposed to go and do grocery shopping after that. Well, no, she just wasn't up to it. But she was fine to go to Popeyes for lunch. So we got it to go and I took her home. Then Friday we were going to go to Amherst to the main office of my employer and have a little meeting and go over the books and stuff. But Red Sox baseball game was on and she didn't want to miss it, so she decided no, she didn't want to go. Okay. But I went and I got the books and we went through everything. And then, of course, she didn't do shopping on Friday. So then we were going to try Saturday. And she has another PCA who did 12 to 3 with her. And then I was going to go, or she went to 2, I think she stayed to about 2 o'clock or 2:30. Anyway, I went over to get her ready to take her grocery shopping on Saturday. And no, didn't happen. Baseball game again, or dizzy, didn't feel good. But she wanted me to go get her a soda. It's like, no. You want a diet soda? You got to come with me. So she went to bed. And I did the laundry. I figure while I'm here, get the laundry and the housework and stuff done. So then, like I said, Sunday was the musical and she didn't go to that. So today I went over and to give her a shower and get her ready to go swimming with her other staff. As soon as I walked in, she complained she was dizzy. But, well, you didn't have a shower on Sunday, so I really need to give you a shower today. And got her dressed for swimming. And when her other staff came, told her she was dizzy and she didn't want to go swimming. So I let my boss know that we tried, but it's her right. If she doesn't want to go, she doesn't have to. But if she's going to live independent, she has to be able to do certain things for herself. And she needs to integrate into the community and get out. You can't just sit in the apartment and have the world come to you, because it doesn't happen that way. So there's a possibility they could put her in like a group home if she doesn't keep active and show she can live independent and do for herself, like cooking a hot dog. She wanted me to do that too. And I said, no, you can do it. And she did it with guidance. I mean, I stood there and I watched her and showed her how to do it. So it's been a lot of encouragement, a lot of trying, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But since Thursday, when she got back from therapy for the motion sickness and the dizziness, she hasn't left the apartment. So I don't know if she went swimming today with her other staff. So, like I said, there goes Athena. She must see somebody out the window. But that is what I have been up to. I get up every morning, take my puppy out, do her business, take her for a little walk in the backyard, around and around. I take my meds, drink my coffee, go to work, come home, spend time with my dog. Today I was sweeping floors and put the dishes to soak that were in the sink from breakfast. I still gotta wash those. And I'm gonna knit. That's what my Monday is gonna be. I had to take the car for an oil change and recharge the AC. So that was about $268. Well worth it, because we were having a little heat wave, and riding in the car, you don't want hot air blowing at you. So, got that fixed. But they told me when they were doing the oil change and stuff that one of my tires was showing some steel. So it's like, okay, I need tires. So the next day I went to the tire place, where here in town we have a local. It's called Original Tire. I've been going to them for, since the 70s when I got my license. Yeah. Blizzard of 78. So I've been going to Original Tire since 78. That's a long time with the same. It's local. They're good guys. They know their business. The father ran it. Well, he's retired. The son took it over. So I still go to them. So I told him, well, can we just do two, the front ones, because that one on the driver's side was the worst. And they're going, well, it's an all-wheel drive, so you really need to put 4 on so that they, they'll balance them and stuff. It's like, and they wear even. So I'm like, okay, what are we talking? And I need the tires because I was going to be going to Leominster, Mass for my client's therapy, and I had to go to Amherst for the meeting with my employer. It's like with the books and stuff on Friday. I don't want to be driving long distance and have the tire blown. So, okay. So, I had to get 4 new tires. Yep. And thank goodness I have a Capital One Quicksilver credit card. So I had to put the tires on that. That was because I had already paid for the oil change and stuff. So it's like, okay. So for the 4 tires, $680. Which, isn't bad for 4 all-wheel tires. All-season, all-wheel drive for my Subaru Forester. It's a 2015. And she just turned over to 132 132,000 miles. It's over the 132,000. So, like I said, she's still got life in her, as long as I do the regular maintenance. So for the credit card, every month I'll throw them $100, and 6 months I'll have it down, paid off. And then what else did I do? The tires, the oil change. I think that's it. But that's what I've been doing. Working, taking care of the car, taking care of my fur babies, and doing what I can for when I'm living here with Brian and Courtney and Brianna and Chase, the grandchildren. That was something else. I have wonderful news that I got yesterday. Wonderful, 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 wonderful news. Just makes my heart burst. I'm going to be a grandma again. Lucky number 7. I am just so thrilled. My son and his partner, they're going to get married September 26th, but she's expecting. So, and I mean, it's still very early stage. So at this point, no ultrasound has been done to tell us if it's a boy or a girl. Abby, of course, she wants a little brother, because she has her older brother. She has Daniel, who's older than her. And I'm gonna be a grandma again. I thought the little baby days were pretty much over, and I would just have to sit back and wait for the great-grands. I have one great-grand. I have one granddaughter who's in her late 20s. She does have, he's now going to be in October, he's going to be 4. So, that's my great-grandson, Eric John, EJ, named after my husband and her uncle. But isn't that just exciting? So it's like, okay, I have to start knitting baby set again. But I'm going to either do yellow or white, maybe even a mint green. The 5-hour sweater set with the hat and the booties and stuff. So there, that will be ready. And where it's still early, we're expecting either late June, early May 2027 for a new grandbaby. So I'll keep you updated. But thank you for forgiving me for not coming around and for being MIA. But I watch the videos, and I get to lives when I'm home and not at work. And I watch videos, and sometimes it's hard commenting on my phone, but I do give a thumbs up. So thank you for coming and listening to me ramble. But I love you to the moon and back 100 zillion trillion times, forever and always in one day. Infinity, eternity, forever. Now, here's my virtual hug for you. Take 1, take 2, take 3 or 4, take more. I got a zillion of them. They're free, and I'm a hugger, so love you, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck, and a kiss upon your cheek, because you and you and you and you are all so sweet. Thank you for coming and watching. And a thumbie. If you can't comment, that's fine. I understand, because like I said, sometimes I can't always do it, but I try to go back and try to at least give a hug. So now I'm going to say Hola, aloha, aviderzane, well, trustin, karkito, ano, namaskaram, nosta, borda. Buenas noches. Hasta mañana. Hasta la vista, baby. Adios. Namaste. Shalom. Mihao. Guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten Abend, guten Nacht. Whatever time of day, afternoon, or evening it is where you are right this second. Enjoy your day, your morning, your afternoon, your evening, and just remember, I love you. I love you, I love you. You're all a big piece of my heart. And don't you forget it. I'm lurking. I'm working. And I just adore you all. And I am so thankful and grateful to have all of you in my life, my YouTube family, my blood family. So, too early. It's like I've been talking for over an hour. It's after 2 o'clock now, Eastern time. So, too early to say good night, but I'm gonna, because, like I said, I don't know what time you're gonna see this. So, good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite, sweet dreams. Mwah. Kisses, kisses, hugs, hugs, kisses, kisses, mwah, mwah. Hugs, hugs. I love you, I love you, I love you. So may the good Lord watch over each and every one of you and hold you in his warm embrace and take away your worries and your woes, your trials, your tribulations, your sorrows. Watch over you and protect you and keep you happy, healthy, safe, and always be thankful, be grateful, be blessed. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you, Lord, for all you have provided for me. I am so ever thankful and grateful for all you do for me. And I ask all of this, Lord, in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. Praise Jesus. Amen. Mwah. I will see you all in these YouTube streets. I promise I'm still around. Love you. Mwah. Can you tell Brian and Chase are up taking the dogs outside, I guess, and probably getting some lunch. So now, Chachi's favorite, Chase's favorite, almost forgot, didn't I? Konnichiwa. I will see you all very soon. Love you. Bye-bye.